Congratulations, you just unlocked a new vehicle. That same vehicle that you've been grinding for, well, probably months or even years. You're super excited to take it out of hangar and mess up some noobs, once you get some modifications, of course. But, hold up. You need to buy it first and give it crew? These things cost money, enough of which you may not have. If this is you, well, look no further. This guide is going to teach you how to keep and grow a tall stack of silver lions. Yeah, of course this section is in here. I put it in first just to get it out of the way, but obviously it bears mentioning. Premium accounts and vehicles will speed up your SL gain tremendously. Not going to go too in depth on this. By now, everybody probably already understands, but if you're new, I'll give you the TLDR version. Premium accounts give you an extra 50% SL for any action in any game mode. Premium vehicles increase your SL modifier significantly. More on modifiers later in another section. For now, all you need to know is that premium account and vehicles equal significantly more SL. Do not immediately purchase every new vehicle you unlock. Take it out in test drives, research it and its playstyle, do what you need to do to ensure that it's a vehicle you want to play and can have fun or grind in. If you just buy every vehicle, you will be very broke. Too often do I see this mistake being made and people complaining about why they're broke. Also, crew slots. I highly recommend using presets. In Air RB, you can have a preset with one crew slot that you switch the vehicle in every time. Obviously, this doesn't work in Ground RB. Another large SL sink is upgrading your crew qualifications. While this can be very, very beneficial, consider whether or not the cost outweighs the benefits for you. For every vehicle and situation, it could be different, so I can't give you the answer. If you have 10 million Silver Lions, it's probably a little more lucrative to upgrade your crew than it would be if you had 200k SL. Obviously, don't leave yourself with no SL because you spent it all upgrading all your crew. Probably the most important step, and maybe even the least thought of step, to being rich in War Thunder is simply having fun. I know it sounds stupid, but try to hear me out. Too often do people play vehicles solely to grind and forget why we actually play this game. Having fun might not necessarily be easily achieved, and I'm not going to go too in depth on it. It's different for everyone. Given this, I will tell you to try many, many different vehicles and game modes and see what works for you. It's important to have fun because it'll make you forget about the grind. Also, having fun most often entails having a decent impact on the match, therefore a decent score, which results in a decent SL payout. If you focus on having fun, you aren't focused on getting SL. The money will flow in naturally. As far as the importance of having fun versus playing a premium vehicle, or another vehicle you might get more SL in on average, that isn't as fun, that's up to you to decide. Luckily, I own premium planes that I happen to have tons of fun in, so I use those. If I didn't though, I'd split it up, with my focus still being on having fun. I'd do a few matches of fun here, and a couple matches of grinding SL there. The most important takeaway is to not burn yourself out. War Thunder, to say the least, is a very long-term game with very long-term goals which require consistency to be reached. The largest part of having fun is avoiding burnout. Another thing that can assist greatly in having fun is playing with friends. Squad up with some friends and have a good time. This can be very useful for wagers, more on this later. If you need friends, don't worry, we've all been there. Join my Discord server, the link to that is in the description. Before leaving hangar, ensure that your vehicle has a decent SL modifier. The SL modifier is how many SL you'll receive for actions in-game. Obviously, higher percents are better. I'm not going to be going over every vehicle and its modifier for the sake of time, so go check for yourself. Head over to the stat card by hovering your mouse over the vehicle and look towards the bottom. Here you can see the modifier. Compare your vehicle of choice with other vehicles around the same tier. Make sure your modifier is as high, comparatively, as you'd like. Premium vehicles generally receive significantly higher modifiers. Play around with this one on your own, find out what's best for you. Another thing definitely worth mentioning here is boosters. These can be obtained from daily rewards, battle pass progress, special tasks, and the Warbond shop. Apply SL boosters to increase your SL modifier. Real tough one to comprehend there, I know. Modifiers will be updated on the stat card, factoring in the booster once it's activated. Boosters are most efficiently used one at a time. In my opinion, of course, that's boring and doesn't give you the largest possible SL drop at once, but it's up to you to choose. Big funny SL drop or efficiency. If possible, premium vehicles are best to use with boosters along with premium account. This will make your modifier as large as humanly possible. As in the having fun section, it's very important to prioritize your vehicle focus as necessary to avoid burnout. In War Thunder, as previously mentioned, people with bigger impacts on the match tend to receive a higher score and therefore more silver lions at the end of it. What I mean by this is helping your team achieve victory. Getting multiple kills, destroying all ground units, capping multiple points and defending them, or whatever else it might be, are all ways to increase your score and therefore your SL payout. So, bluntly, get good. No, but for real guys, this is important. Get good. The basics of War Thunder are not too hard to understand, and a good understanding of them will carry you a long way in making you a high-impact player. There are many great guides on YouTube, including a couple of mine and more in the future. Stay tuned. Hopefully, it turns out that one of your high-impact vehicles has a good SL modifier. Now, this does bring up the debate of playing a fun vehicle versus one you can have a high impact in. Ideally, the fun vehicle is the one that you will have a high impact in, but if not, try out what I said before. Play a few matches in the fun vehicle, then play a few in the impact vehicle. Again, really trying to hammer this one into your brain here. Don't burn yourself out, and eventually you'll get where you want to be. I gave this its own section only because I do think it's worth mentioning. No, I'm not including clips of these. I know nothing about them and don't want to give you any false impressions. While personally, I don't utilize game modes other than what I normally play, it is a completely valid option. The two I'll mention are helicopter PvE and naval battles. Now, again, I know very little about each, but they're pretty easy to figure out and principles of other game modes apply. Know your keybinds, know the basics, and you're good. I only mention these because I've heard stories of people making out like bandits from these game modes, and like I said before, it's certainly worth mentioning. If you were to take my advice on it, just play whatever you enjoy the most, but that does not disqualify these as a very valid option. Of course, no judgment from me, even if somehow you do enjoy these game modes the most. Also, another thing worth mentioning, sometimes decreasing BRs can help you get more SL. Just ensure that you're still having fun and that your vehicle has a decent enough modifier as talked about previously. There are some low-tier premium vehicles with insane modifiers, you just have to find them. And most of the time, these vehicles are very good for the battle rating they're at. Quick little section here, use wagers and complete orders for extra silver lions. Wagers can be found in the hangar. Not going to go over every wager for the sake of time, but pick one, complete as much of it as you can, and get free silver lions. Although, I guess it's not really free. I don't know, hopefully you're able to complete it. Anyways, my best recommendation here would be completing best squad, or victory I suppose, wagers with friends in your squad. Orders can be found in-game. Press tab, click orders at the bottom right. Again, not going to go over them all, but play around. Get used to completing them. They can be a huge help, especially paired with premium. My recommendation would be farming AI planes for AAA orders or anti-mech orders for ground pounding. In a perfect world, you'd have a premium vehicle you have fun in, a premium account, and a whole lot of boosters to go along with those. In most of our worlds, the following is more feasible. A fun vehicle with a decent SL modifier, and maybe even a premium account if you're lucky enough. Play it as often as you can, but not so much that you burn out. Try to pay as little attention to your SL stack as possible. Kind of like time, it'll go way faster if you don't keep track. But in the end, in my humble opinion, the most important part, which seems to be a common theme in all of my videos, is having fun. Avoid burnout. Since War Thunder is a long-term game, it's most important to achieve long-term consistency. I hope you all enjoyed. As usual, stay tuned for more great War Thunder content. Leave a like if you enjoyed or found this video useful at all, and a comment letting me know how so. Also, feel free to subscribe. I mean, it is free.